Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episodes are Bully Bust and Backyard Hodgepodge. Yep. Welcome to 2025, folks. Happy New Year, everyone.
Well, welcome to the new year.
And just a few days ago, we literally covered an episode called Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So kind of a serendipitous there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Worked out nicely.
Indeed it did. Although it kind of would have been interesting if we did that episode today, but oh well. But either way, welcome to the new year. Welcome to 2025. So, first up is Bully Bust, where Candace outsources. What are your thoughts on this one, Dragon?
Yeah, I thought this one was pretty clever. You know, kind of pretty clever subversion of the formula there.
Yeah, man. Like one of the people on the inside trying to help the boys get in trouble.
Yep, Buford's Ted Danson. He's the man on the inside.
Yep. Obviously, the boys' overall invention isn't really that fun, but the rest of the episode makes up for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, their invention's pretty boring. It's just a giant tooth ride, but obviously the interactions with Buford and Candace, and then obviously Doofenshmirtz, so basically being all hyped up on caffeine, definitely more than make up for it. So you want to get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. So apparently Candace dreams about being in a courtroom.
Well, I'm sure she watches a lot of legal dramas.
Well, there's
the thing about it. She has an obsession with in her eyes, the evil force, getting their comeuppance, being busted by the judge, by the law. One could say in that case, mom. So there's a correlation there.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny because a future episode reveals that she does have a future career in the legal profession.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Is she a stenographer?
Nope.
Okay.
But she is training to do something with the law. She's not a police. She's not gonna be a police officer or anything like that.
Okay, so not DW from the end of Arthur.
No.
Did you ever get wind of that? Did you ever watch the last episode of Arthur?
No. All I know is that they brought back Arthur's very first voice actor to voice him in the final scene.
Yeah. That's the thing. They at the very end they sprung forward to the future, showed you what happened to everyone.
Yep, I'm not entirely aware. It's I know that Arthur became a writer, right?
Yeah, Arthur became a writer, and DW became a cop.
Yeah, so yeah, she did not go the DW route.
Okay.
Very shepherdy couple comments like "Happy New Year to you, little blue." Well. Yep.
Well, Ted's eager to get the best joke in the episode.
Pretty much, yep. Other than the other best joke in the episode.
Well, yeah.
So,
all right, so Buford and Candace, they team up because both of them are early risers today. Why, you may ask? Well, there's two things you need to know about the Van Stomps, Jacob. What are those two things?
Well, they wake up better than anyone on Earth. The number one rule is to set their alarms on time, and if they set it early, show up and take their lumps.
God, I love that.
Yep, they have a song. They even have a song for it.
Well,
but Candace also catches Buford and his tough shoe laces.
Okay, so that's the other. That would be the other best joke of the episode.
Yep.
Reminds me a lot. It just again reminds me of Freakazoid marketing. I gotta be honest. Reminds me of just like the regular product placement we would have, specifically, the Anubis food markets. Food
Food's
so
so
good
good,
you
you
can
can
eat
eat
it.
it. Yep.
Of course, I love the lead up, and the next time we bring up the Anubis food markets, it's just like they're all talking directly to the camera. Well, I rest easy knowing Anubis food markets sells a variety of food at an affordable price.
Is it so good you can eat it?
Yep, Jacob, that's food so good even you can eat it.
Yay!
Yep.
I've always wanted food so good I could eat it.
You remember the mascot for Anubis food markets?
No.
Oh my god, the mascot was great. Okay. It was basically just like an average, like portly grocer who has an Anubis dog head.
I kind of figured based on the
I know, it was
name.
great though.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you think of Anubis, you think of a grocer that sells food so good you can eat it.
Yep. It's a lot friendlier than the actual Anubis.
Yeah, but not as cool.
Yeah. Nowhere near as cool as the Yu-Gi-Oh version of Anubis. That's the coolest version of Anubis.
You mean besides the actual Egyptian mythology ones?
No, I'm saying you measure them together. I mean, look, the actual Anubis is cool, but in terms of the depiction, you have like, okay, so it's basically Scooby. It's an Egyptian Scooby Doo. Flip side though, Yu-Gi-Oh's version of Anubis. I mean, basically it's like Broly's body with an Anubis head.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, Buford's tying his tough shoelaces.
Yep.
And Candace and basically they get into a discussion about basically busting. Candace wants to get a head start on busting Phineas and Ferb
For the new year.
for the new year. Yes. She's already forgotten her New Year's resolution, as the previous episode established.
Well, yeah.
No, because no one keeps their New Year's resolution.
I mean, Jacob, you sound surprised as if you were wearing a bow tie that was intended to swap all the New Year's resolutions. I mean, you know that. You know how that works.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't even bother making a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
So basically Buford tells her that you need to get a new. Basically, says what we've all been thinking. You need to get a new hobby.
Yeah.
But she says something that kickstarts the challenge of the episode. It's like, I like to see you keep their adventures from disappearing.
Is that a challenge?
Because the Van Stumps never back down from a challenge. Well,
So yeah, it's just a hysterical gag that Buford has. The Van Stomps have a song for every life occasion that starts with "Well," and Candace just wants nothing to do with it. She just shuts it down after she heard the first one.
It's like, I'll challenge you as long as you don't sing about it. It's a shame too, because apparently it has a killer bridge.
Well, yeah.
But we'll never know.
All right, so basically the burden falls to Buford this time to keep whatever Phineas and Ferb build from disappearing so Mom can see it.
Yep, but we'll get to exactly what they do later on.
So Major Monogram has a trading card briefing, which is rather inventive. How it was placed there is creepy beyond all reason, but...
And we'll get to that in a moment, I'm pretty sure.
So basically Major Monogram is somehow being broadcast on a trading card.
It's like, what are you? Carl installed this nano screen on this trading card a few days ago, disguised as a Flynn Fletcher family member. Can you guess what? Dressed as Candace. Can you guess which one?
Oh, boy.
Well, I think that leads to, you know what time it is, Dragon.
Dang it, Carl.
Dang it, Carl.
Okay, let's see. So which Carl would be the best cross-dresser?
Just ripping the band-aid straight off there, eh?
Yeah, I would say Carl the Minion probably the best for that.
Well, there's literally a scene in the movie where he's dressed as Lucy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Carl the
Well,
Minion.
actually, it was a different minion, but in the same
Well, you
scene.
know what
But
I mean. It was a minion. The point being, the minions are masters of the sky. So Carl the Minion would be the Carl for the job, which Carl would not look remotely good in drag.
probably from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Either that or Fredrickson.
You got him at the Carl from Johnny Bravo would be the funniest.
It would definitely would be. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually happened in the show itself. Another one I proposed that actually would work, at least for height. The height would be the robot.
Yeah, no, I'd buy it. I could see him cosplaying as Candace.
He can at least pull off the height.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Plus, he could extend his neck.
Oh, that's pretty much what I was saying. Like he can basically make himself look more like Candace's overall shape.
Yeah. Okay, so I love the nickname for Buford too. Buford is the busting stooge.
Yep. And Candace can just relax and concentrate on important things.
Such as her favorite show. Well, not just her favorite show, the nation's favorite show, Girls Freaking Out.
Yep. It makes her feel so normal.
Yeah.
So, Dragon, do you think that's a reference to anything specifically, or?
I don't know. I just think it's maybe it's like teen programming, just the whole like teens like seeing self-representation. Like how do you distill down the teenage girl? Well,
Girls freaking out,
which also just pairs well with what Candace does.
Yep, it makes her feel so normal.
Mm-hmm.
But Linda's going surfing today.
I love the randomness of just Linda's going surfing. We've jumped the shark. She's going surfing.
Yep. Vivian said the waves are cranking.
Linda's cool.
Oh yeah. Apparently so is Isabella's mom.
Oh, of course. Well, was that ever in doubt?
Nope. No,
yeah.
It was not.
There you
no,
go.
It was not.
All right, so Doofenshmirtz has an evil version of Mousetrap.
Yeah, which I loved that game as a kid.
Yeah, I wish I had Mousetrap, but I did not.
Well, at least but what I mean is I played it as a kid. I don't remember how much I actually loved it.
I'm just saying, so like Mousetrap was the aspirational game to have. I was like, oh man, if you had Mousetrap, you were set, man. It's like, oh, you had all like the cool contraptions. Like for the gadget nut that I always had a curiosity of Mousetrap. We had games like Trouble and Sorry.
I mean, those are good games too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't Misery, but it was, Connect 4, like it still, I'm saying here are the ones that eluded me. Okay, there was no Mousetrap, and there were no Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I mean, there was Clue, Aggravation. Let's see.
I liked Guess Who. Guess Who was good.
Guess Who was fun too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he basically has a giant game of Mousetrap, which is essentially a giant Rube Goldberg machine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the only thing that's going on. He's also He's basically hopped up on on caffeine.
On soy venti lattes. Yes, he's hopped up on soy venti lattes.
Soy venti latte, extra caffeine, and a half quadruple sugar, blood pressure, Bomberino.
You know what the latte thing reminded me of?
Starbucks.
Well, no, but okay.
But what does it remind you of then?
Okay, it's going to go a lot more obscure than Starbucks, but let me tell you. So it was, a while back, last year,
last year.
I was reading Michael Richards' biography.
Who's Michael Richard?
Kramer from Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, in his book, he details. Like there's this time like he was doing I forget what the show was. It was a show that had Don Johnson on it. But regardless, he did this show, and basically he was like a guest spot or something. Anyway, so he I forget, it was like down it was somewhere sunny, and basically he had a bunch of he's doing late nights and everything. I think like the plane ride there like maybe tired him out. The point being he was really tired, so he tried like essentially a cafe latte, or basically a kind of a oh actually no, and here's the thing. It's called a Colombian coffee. Tried a Colombian coffee. Now the Colombian coffee is so basically it's like imagine like a double shot of this whatever the strongest espresso is. I guess it's kind of like the Colombian coffee is like an extra strength coffee. So he had them, but they kept delaying his scene. Like he had one, he got his energy up, and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready." And they said, "Okay, we're gonna have to wait for you." And so then he keeps end up he drinks the coffee after coffee. Is every time they get ready and they stall. So
Oh
they're
God.
like Don Johnson's finally there and they're finally ready. And Michael Richards, he practically, I mean, his pulse is racing so fast, like he had like an ambulance had to be called.
Oh jeez.
Because again, the Colombian coffees were like doubly strong than what you would have in like a standard, like just kind of like a whatever like the most like the normal like like most espresso filled coffee would be. And again, this is the first time you really had like a coffee thing. Like it wasn't really like a coffee drinker, but he needed a boost. So basically, the doctor's like saying, "Well, how many did you have?" I had like maybe like like maybe 6 or 7. This is like, oh god, 6 or 7 of those. Yeah, you're lucky to be alive.
Oh Jesus.
Essentially, I mean, he could have done damage, though. I guess is the point. Still, steer clear of the Colombian coffee, kids. And Doofenshmirtz kind of it's kind of having a similar phenomenon. It feels like here.
Like I don't. Yeah, I can see why. I mean, geez, that would like start anybody's heart up.
Yeah.
Like this is why I don't drink coffee, according to Aquatat.
Yep. I have had coffee ice cream once.
I've tried coffee, wasn't a fan. I've tried coffee
I
several times. I haven't even tried it in ice cream.
the coffee ice cream was not good.
Like, I mean, you probably have to like coffee in the first place to like coffee ice cream.
Yeah.
Now either way, I'm not a big fan of coffee. I've tried it several times, even flavored coffee. I was not a fan of.
Most coffee I've ever had in my life was my father. When I was a kid, when we went to a diner, I'd like take a few spoonfuls of coffee, and that was about it. And I was like, okay, I've tried it. I've done my grown up thing. I've tried the coffee, and it doesn't really do it for me.
Yep, it's just, like, and I don't even do energy. I don't even do energy drinks.
Oh, I don't. I definitely don't do those.
I mean, I have like kind of Coke, but that's about it.
Okay.
So Dragon, what about his inator? Doofenshmirtz's inator.
The name that has no correlation with the thing actually does. The Google Flex dill pickleinator.
No, it's like Lufflex dill pickleinator.
Wait, really? Lufflex?
Yes.
Okay, the Lufflex dill pickleinator. It literally it's a gravity ray.
Pretty much, yeah.
Has nothing to do with dill pickle.
But he bought it off the internet. And he has to use it today.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the only reason why it's called a dill pickleinator.
Yep.
Apparently it's a sponsored gravity array.
I guess so. I guess Dill Pickles from the Rugrats. He actually built something kind of like his father did, and it basically it lifts things, and he somehow got the patent on it.
Either that or it's more product placement.
I guess so.
I wonder if they sell Lufflex dill pickles at the Anubis Foods Market.
No. Anubis Food Market is it's the hometown general store of grocery stores. I assure you.
But Dragon, they have food so good you can eat it.
Well, yeah.
It's like, are you saying that Lufflex dill pickles you can't eat?
I mean, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it just levitates you.
Well, I mean, they just sponsored the inator, though.
Oh, well, yeah. In that case, yeah, sure.
It's like, all right.
I guess maybe they do.
Like, yeah, you can put it on the sandwich you get from Anubis Foods.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
So meanwhile, the boys
and the animated you.
Yep. I joined him.
Yeah, the animated version of Jacob, aka Irving, is in the episode.
As he points out, I'm here also.
Yep, which is something you would say.
I am here also.
You would also say, I can't tell you how many podcasts we started where Jacob says, I'm here also.
It's like that should be my catchphrase from now on.
I mean, it wasn't already.
No, but I can make it.
Well.
What? Well,
See, that could be a new catchphrase.
well, who said I can't have more than one catchphrase?
I don't know. I think it's a TV rule.
Yeah. Yeah, wubble up a dub dub.
Okay.
And now I'm stealing other people's catchphrase.
Anyway, so we're gonna get sued later, but before that,
Don't sue us, Warner Brothers.
Yep.
You can't afford that. You can't afford it anyway.
oh, they really can't. Right now, there's resting on Superman.
Shots fired.
Yep. Anyway, so Anime Jake is present. He's selling baloofs.
Like, oh,
No, not balloons in the shape of Don Bluth. No.
Toothaloons.
Yes.
But what exactly? We're getting a bit of ahead of ourselves. We haven't even said what their plan is yet.
So the boys are building a theme park ride themed to dentistry.
Yes, it's exciting, isn't it, Dragon?
I'm all at Twitter.
Yeah, it's like I can sense your excitement.
Yeah.
Can't you sense my enthusiasm?
Sure.
Can't you also tell I'm being sarcastic?
Not remotely. No, yeah, I can tell you. Sarcastic.
I should look up its entomology.
Study of bugs.
That was a good joke from one of the previous episodes.
Yep.
It turns out entomology is the study of bugs.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this at you.
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb. Why is the blueprint or the chart buried in the backyard? Why does it come out from the backyard?
I don't know, because they were going for the dramatic flair.
I'm gonna throw this to you. Counter proposal.
Yeah.
Actually hiding it from mom this whole time. They're actively aware. Oh yeah, we don't want mom to see this. That's what we're buried in the backyard.
And basically, in other words, we don't care, do we, Dragon?
No.
We don't care.
See? We don't care.
Yeah,
You heard.
No, I didn't hear it.
We don't care.
Now I did.
Oh, there you go. We don't care.
Yep. Okay, so Buford.
Debut of a new sound effect, folks.
Yes.
In the way into the fourth season, a new sound effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they decide to make a ride based on their daily ablutions. Which I even have no idea what it means, but in context probably relates to brushing your teeth. So, but Buford also gets in on it by, instead of helping with the construction, he helps keeping it down.
Yep, so he's like reinforcing the foundation with rivets and cement and everything. He's got everything possibly you could think of covered. And Candace makes sure this thing he's about to get on the ride with the rest of them. But no, Buford's done his work here. It's just like, let's see. Well, basically, some of the number of things, including like he sprayed it with space harpy repellent.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, come on, really? Got you covered." Like, what? How'd you do that? With space harpy repellent.
He's got everything, but he's got all contingencies, all eventualities and outcomes covered, with the exception of one, and it was an important one,
which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
But apparently, there's also like Candace, like, I don't need to hear the "we prepare for every eventuality" song. Fine, for the record, though, it's the "be prepared for eventuality" song. It's in the imperative tense. I love that joke.
It's a good one.
Yep. Like, you know how it began, Dragon?
How?
Well! I'm even doing the little motion with my hand to put the top hat on my head.
I knew you were. I
mean, it's all part of the show, Dragon. Even though literally nobody can see it.
All right, so Buford. So So anyway, Buford well, I guess while he's sorry, I think I'm jumping ahead too, but I want to talk about the tooth attraction itself. I do love how this thing is built.
Yeah, it's an extremely slow ride. even the tooth buggies have like minty fresh seatbelts.
I love that. I love the tooth buggies. I love the dental floss seatbelts. It's very tame, which is refreshing.
Yep, even Baljeet points out like compared to other coasters, this is kind of lame, but for dental themed rides, this is a rush.
There you go. Yeah.
Looking on the positive side of things, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, and unfortunately, the tooth balloons do not sell very well.
Jacob, another one of your failed business ventures.
Like, yeah, I was ahead of its. I was too ahead of the time.
Yeah,
The tooth market really hit off the year after.
it did. It really did. It picked up.
And when I looked back, I was like, I see how it is. Like, I see how it is. And you're like, it's like when I do it, sure. When I do it, and nobody likes it. But when someone else does it, it's a bestseller. I mean, come on.
See,
I mean,
what
look
you should have done is you should have opened a commissary for the dentist, and what you would have had is like the cake from Cat Dog. You would have had like the fluoride infused cake.
To trick them into getting clean teeth.
Exactly. You would have saved the children, Jacob. You would have given them sweets. In reality, it's all fluoride.
The funny thing, cotton candy was invented by a dentist.
Well, that's just evil.
So was the electric chair, funnily enough.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah. I'll actually double check that. Electric chair dentist. Yep. He's credited inventing the event. Electric chair is a method of legal execution. He was an engineer and dentist.
Wow.
Yep.
No wonder kids are scared of dentist chairs.
Yeah, the dentist invented both cotton candy and the electric chair. Not the same. It wasn't all the same guy, but still.
By the way, how funny is it? What was it? What was it? I'm trying to remember which movie. There's two movies I conflate with each other with the title. I don't know if it was Problem Child or I think it was Parenthood. I think it was Parenthood where Gilbert Gottfried played the dentist. Do you remember which one?
I have no idea.
Okay, well.
But if anything, it probably would be Problem Child.
That's the thing. So assuming it's Problem Child.
I haven't seen either one.
Well, assuming it's Problem Child. Gilbert Gottfried, he ends up playing the, I think the kid's name was Wendell. Dr. God, I'm trying to remember the doctor from Fairly Odd Parents. So we had like Wendell and Dr.
Hey, oh yeah.
Dr. Bender, maybe?
Oh yeah, I think that was their name.
Yeah. Anyway, the point being, we had like the hilarious, kind of like dentist from Fairly Odd Parents, and we have Gilbert Gottfried, which I'm sure is like a direct reference to either Problem Child or Parent. I'm going to say Problem Child. Anyway.
So in other words, watch Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, I have seen that, but I have seen that movie, but I don't think. But Gilbert Gottfried obviously was not in that one.
No.
Have you seen either version of Little Shop of Horrors?
Saw the saw about Rick Moranis and Steve Martin.
Oh yeah, that's the color one.
Yeah.
That's the one that's also a musical.
I saw a few scenes of the original though. I believe Jack Miller.
And Jack Nicholson was the one in the dentist chair.
Yeah, you had Jack Nicholson. I think Jack Nicholson. I believe Dick Miller was in that one too.
I'm not too sure on that.
Love me some Dick Miller. He's great.
But heck, the original, and heck, the 80s version, the 80s movie, well, the movie and the play itself is what got Howard Ashman and Alan Menken noticed by Disney.
Yeah.
And got them to do The Little Mermaid. So, if you want to thank anything for the Disney Renaissance, thank Little Shop of Horrors.
Thank you, Audrey, too.
There you go. And Audrey also.
Yeah.
So yeah, where were we again?
The exciting world of Imagineering and dentistry.
Feed us Katzenbergs. Katzenberg. Nice try, Katzenberg.
It'd be hilarious if Jeffrey Katzenberg was eaten by a giant plant.
What is he even doing now, anyway?
I mean, the last I heard, Katzenberg, had like a failing streaming service of some kind. That's the
Yeah,
last I
Quib.
really-
Yeah, Quibi.
Quibi.
That was like a couple years ago, though.
I know. I haven't heard about him since. We know what Geffen's been doing, but not Katzenberg.
And obviously, and who's the other guy?
Oh, some independent filmmaker.
Yeah, like he's probably not doing much right now, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know who knows what that guy's up to. He's making
like-
movies about. He's making biopics about himself, but he can't.
What's his name? Sam or something?
It's like
Sam something.
Spielginski or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Spielmeyer, maybe. Spiegel. I think it's like. I'm pretty sure it's Spiegel. It's like Steve Spiegel
Oh, that guy.
or Sammy Spiegel.
Oh, that guy.
Maybe Spiegelman.
It's like, oh, that guy.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, but it's a shame, it's especially sad with Katzenberg because he shouldn't have had to leave DreamWorks.
I don't think he was thrown out of Dreamers. I just think he left it just because he was kind of bored.
From what I understood, I think part of the he wanted to keep DreamWorks afloat, and I think that one of the concessions he had to make to sell it to Universal was that he had to step down.
See, that I didn't know. I always thought Katzenberg seemed like he was taking more and more of a back seat as the films went on. Like by the time they were doing How to Train Your Dragon, I think Katzenberg was barely there.
I mean, that might also be true. I don't know, but I know he didn't want it to go under, and that was
because I think I forget if Katzenberg. The last I heard, I think Katzenberg might have had. I assume this was him. I could be wrong. Katzenberg might have had something to do with the leg scene in How to Train Your Dragon, the first one. Like the reveal of the leg.
What do you mean?
Well, and the way in which we reveal that Hiccup has lost his leg or fighting to maintain that he lost the leg. Like, I think that might have been him. So that might have been. So that's I want to say, I don't think he was there at Train Dragon 2 on, or at the very least, he took a back seat, like, going forward from there. I think the first up to 2010, I think is the most. I know Katzenberg was still, like, around and active in 2010 with DreamWorks. After that's the murky period where I can't really tell you.
Like I said, I don't know. I mean, because
Tom McGrath was like making jokes on the Megamon commentary about Jeffrey Katzenberg, and that was 2010. That's how I know that for a fact, that he was around in 2010.
Like I said, I'm not entirely sure, and maybe there are some details that haven't entirely been made public.
Not sure.
But I just thought I read that like one of the concessions for Universal taking over was he had to step down.
Anyway,
yeah.
So green rays from the sky, Buford's one contingency he didn't account for. He's in a mess of trouble.
That's like, and of all things, really, like. I was like, random green rays are like the most common thing in this show that make these inventions disappear. How do you forget about random green rays from the sky?
In all fairness, Candace should have reminded him of that one first.
Yeah, but still, seriously, like random doesn't always have to be green. Just random rays from the sky are the most common thing that happens in this show. How do you forget about random rays from the sky?
It's a good question.
So it's like he throws various conveniently placed objects to stop the ray from hitting it. Random green rays from the sky, even hitting the helium tank, which is kind of ironic if he thinks about it.
Oh yeah.
The helium tank floats away. It's kind of ironic if you think about it. But then he does the ultimate move. He sacrifices himself.
Yep, he jumps. He takes the ray and he's floating into space. practically. He's on his way. He's floating in the sky, but
he brought along the tooth with him. And you know why, Dragon?
because of his tough shoelaces.
No, Dragon's like, tough shoelaces!
Yeah.
Like, they don't call them tough shoelaces for nothing.
God, is they gonna love the product placement?
Oh yeah. But yeah, his shoelaces are so tough they literally pull along the giant tooth.
Yep.
All right, so what happens next?
Well,
I walked right into that one.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. Anyway, so Linda does come home. The tooth is gone, but Perry, we shoot a few beams off. Buford's then hit by it. He falls.
Yep.
And his tough shoelaces save him as he lands in the tree. He does not die.
Nope. And of course Phineas has to ask, like, hey Buford, are those tough shoelaces? Yes.
Yes, they are.
And of course Linda doesn't question why Buford is hanging from a tree.
Well, no, she does.
Oh, she does, right?
She does, and she asks, like, Buford, are you okay? So she did. Again, it's kind of a middle ground there. Candace, Linda did come, and she was there for a reason. Like, Buford, are you okay? Like, something was going on, and she did kind of bust him for something, almost.
Yeah, but it's just Buford hanging from a tree.
Just putting my shoelaces through their paces.
And of course, everything is fine. But
Yep.
do you know who isn't fine?
Doofenshmirtz. Like, I know you're wondering how's old Doofenshmirtz.
I'm okay. He landed in the middle of the desert.
Yep, and then we dropped the giant tooth on him. Okay,
Well,
well, now I'm not okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like he was okay, but then the giant tooth fell on him.
Yep.
When if Doofenshmirtz was smart, he would take that giant tooth and turn it into some kind of roadside attraction or something.
Yeah.
But do you think he's that smart, Dragon?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's not.
That brings us to the next episode.
Where Doofenshmirtz actually does have a good idea. Backyard hodgepodge.
Backyard hodgepodge.
Do 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 do. So, Dragon, thoughts?
I think this one grew on me on the second watch.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of them reusing parts is an interesting idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a catchy song. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what Perry Grip was known for.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if anyone remembers Perry Grip, but he was known for his insanely catchy songs.
I had no idea who Perry Grip was.
He was like this, like he did several internet popular songs that are insanely catchy, like "Do you like waffles? Yeah, we like waffles," that kind of things. Also, Uncle Ted has another good joke in here. There's a song about Vans falling from the sky, but that one doesn't end well.
That was a good one.
Yep, he does. It's like, well.
Yep. Doesn't end well.
They should have really done that inflection at the end there.
Nah, it wouldn't have made any sense.
It doesn't end well, but I guess.
All right.
So it's like, so speaking of Seinfeld, kind of, the episode kind of begins with a Seinfeldian conversation.
Oh yeah, we have the whole thing about Baljeet and Buford getting this conversation about would zombies be vegetarian? What would a zombie do if it was vegetarian?
Yeah, like if a vegetarian became a zombie.
Yeah, what would he do? Would he eat people, or would he stick with the vegetables?
I think the zombie virus would take over and he would resort to eating meat.
Oh, absolutely. But Phineas makes a point. Like, it could be a principled zombie. Could just eat like heads of lettuce,
ears of corn.
Yep.
Leg of carrot.
Yep.
What, Dragon? Your carrots don't have legs?
No, they're veterans.
Where are you shopping?
Well, Jacob, I'll tell you where I'm shopping. I shop proudly at Anubis Food Markets, which has food so good you can eat it.
Oh my god, that sounds delicious.
You're darn tootin', it's delicious.
I've never
It's
had food so
food, Jacob. It's glorious, bountiful food. It's fabulous food. Not
I've
just
never
fabulous food. It's awesome Anubis fabulous food.
I've never had food so good I could eat it.
I know that, Jacob. Forget your ready prepared meals. Go out there, man. Look for the grocer with the dog head. That's who you want to buy from.
But seriously,
And
Dragon,
I ain't just talking Egyptian there, buddy. I'm not just throwing Sanskrit at you. You gotta go.
But seriously, Dragon, do you honestly agree with the whole sentiment that if a vegetarian became a zombie, it would just eat meat?
I mean, look. Obviously, the vegetarian would just go to eat meat. However, I would find it hilarious if a vegetarian was able to avoid eating meat. And that was like the one kind of good zombie you would run across in an apocalypse.
Kind of like that'd be something like a Shaun of the Dead kind of joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd only just watched that movie for the first time when we did Haunted Holiday Hijinks on it
Last year.
Last year, technically, yes. Technically, yes, last year.
Last year.
But sorry. But that would totally be a joke that would fit into the universe of Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
That's what we gamers refer to as Plants vs. Zombies.
There you go.
Now here's the real question, Dragon. If two vegetarians get into an argument, is it still called a beef?
Well, if they're vegan, it's a beef.
Fair enough. I'll take it. I'll take that answer. I'll accept that answer. It's like, so the boys are solving the world's problems.
Yes, they are.
Zombie vegetarianism.
No, recycling.
Yep, recycling. They have a lot of leftover material from past inventions, which somehow nobody ever seemed to notice previously. Kind of a buy for the episode, wouldn't you say?
I would. It's very much signifying season 4. They're running out of gas in terms of what creative stuff can we do. Well, we'll just make a hodgepodge.
In other words,
by the way, I'm sorry. Go on.
Which by the way,
We don't care.
Yeah.
But as you were saying,
With the backyard hodgepodge. Every time I hear the name hodgepodge, I do think of Action League Now.
isn't that from a Kablam?
Yeah.
So, but I still haven't got around to watching that. How does it relate to the hodgepodge?
Well, I'll tell you, Jacob. Well,
we're gonna be doing that all night, aren't we?
I think so.
All right.
Anyway, so Kablam, the show that I love, there was a segment called Action League Now, which got a spin-off, which essentially repackaged just the Action League Now parts. A little bit of padding here and there, but basically it was the same premise. In Action League Now, one of their villains was a guy named Hodgepodge, who essentially, because Action League Now, the gag is every episode, all the characters and the victims and the villains, they all get dismembered horribly because they're action figures. So the idea with Hodgepodge is that Hodgepodge was like, I believe he was a scientist or something. He's either a scientist or a bystander. Point being, he was a smart guy. Ended up falling into a blender.
Oh God!
And seriously, you got to watch all the action figure dismemberment like that. It's throughout every single episode, almost like every third gag of Action League Now. Anyway, so the point being, Hodge
obviously able to get away with it because they're action figures.
Exactly. It's like the robot rule because they're toys. You can get away with it.
Next, now that they're getting Toy Story's gritty reboot.
There you go. Anyway, so Hodgepodge essentially was like one of the few times we called out, like, oh, wait a minute, how does he get back together? So he gets put himself back together as kind of a cyborg of sorts. Called himself again. He was a hodgepodge of like different body parts. He had a really crazy, he had a really creepy, crazy voice. It's me, Hodgepodge.
I still really need to check out that show.
The best part of it actually now is the narrator too, doing like all the '60s Batman cliffhangers.
Next, same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh yeah, especially during the Action League Now show because they had the pads. They had like commercial breaks that used that guy a lot. I still think one of the funniest episodes of Action League Now, and one always comes to my mind is, see, I always thought the Flesh was really funny. So the Flesh was basically
Flesh?
Yes, the Flesh. Are you ready for this? So you have no idea anything about Action League Now.
I don't know anything about Kablam except Harry and June Dragon.
God, seriously, you gotta do yourself a favor, man. Watch Kablam right now. Like Paramount is like they're clearing house, man. You gotta look up Kablam while they still got it.
Well, I mean, it's on Paramount Plus, so
That's what I mean. So it's on. That's I'm just saying it sounds like Paramount might be getting rid of some shows, Nickelodeon shows. So you might want to watch it.
They're not HBO Max Dragon.
Well, I know that, but that's what they're giving the impression of. That they're still they got right here. They got rid of Drake and Josh.
No, that's not good.
Well, here's sorry. I might have got Hulu might have gotten rid of it. Paramount Plus might still have it. But then again, I'm hearing Paramount Plus is getting rid of some of the animated shows. So far, I think it's only been the original Doug, which is a bummer.
Wait, so
I heard the original Doug was on Paramount Plus, and now it's gone.
Wait, Drake and Josh is still on Paramount Plus.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I heard that must have been Hulu then. But check out if Doug's still there. That's the real question.
The original Doug is not there.
There you go. See, they got rid of that one. So they're slowly but surely clearing house, and hopefully it'll just be limited. But so far all the good stuff's still there. All the classic stuff besides Doug is still there.
Yes, it doesn't seem like they're in as much of a hurry to purge everything.
Yes, thank goodness. Anyway, but the point being though, I wouldn't take my chances because Kablam isn't like a long running show. Kablam has like an amount of episodes.
It's limited to 4 seasons, I believe.
Yeah.
Probably like 13 episodes or so.
Roughly. Anyway, so
but about the Flesh.
So the Flesh. So basically, the Flesh is kind of a parody of. All the toys are like parodies of existing action figures. So the Flesh is like a parody of He-Man. Okay, so it's basically. But here's the. So you're probably wondering why is he called the Flesh?
I'm interested.
Okay, he's called the Flesh because he is not just super strong, but he is super naked.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
That's the thing. It's basically a naked He-Man figure.
Oh god.
It's like as strong as the Hulk or Hercules or something, basically. But he's super naked, and that's the gag.
In other words, good grief, he's naked.
Absolutely. Now, one of my favorite episodes actually, was like the Flesh. He went on like kind of like a. Well, I guess there's a number of parodies. Like, initially, I think most fans we associate with Oprah, like the original version of Oprah. But you had like Phil Donahue, and you had like all the the daytime TV shows where you have like Dr. Joyce Brothers or whoever. You have like the lady with, I think it was a parody of Dr. Joyce Brothers. You had you say a lady with glasses and a microphone, like say, "Tell us how you feel, Flesh." Sad. Anyway, so it sounds just like that. Anyway, so the Flesh basically is
unfortunately, you cut out as you were saying what he said.
Well, Flesh, how do you feel about that? Sad. Also, his catchphrase, I think, is "ouchies."
Everything probably hurts more when you're naked.
Well, yeah, Jacob. I mean, Anyway, so the point being, the episode was the Flesh goes on like one of these Dr. Joyce Brothers like daytime TV shows, and she surprised them like, "Well, Flesh, we have a surprise for you. We did some digging and we found your parents because basically he didn't have parents, or like he lost. He basically here's the thing, because the Flesh he's super naked and he's also very stupid. So that's the thing. He's a lunkhead. He's a lovable idiot. It's like, if Kronk had a censorship issue, it would be. Point being, the Flesh. It sounds like he's lost his parents. So they're not dead. He's literally lost them.
Oh God.
Anyway, so the point being, they found his parents, and the whole gag is that they're imposters. They're not. It's literally like that episode. It's like that episode of SpongeBob, only if we centered on the fact that we knew.
Janet, Marty, who are you people?
So basically, imagine that, but as the starting place in which we knew they weren't his parents.
Were his real parents naked too?
Yes.
I kind of figured.
That was the gag where we eventually run into him, but we just anyway. So the point being, he's being scanned by these clothed parents.
Oh God.
Who are basically just using him to break into a house.
That's disturbing.
Yeah. But again, it's actually now, so they come up and it's like the idea is like, okay, the Flesh is bonding with his parents. They're up to no good, but at every turn they're going to be injured and dismembered by by comedic circumstance, because it's actually now we destroy the action figures all the time. Like he drops like a brick on his dad, like playing catch or something like that.
I need to watch this show.
Yes. And also like Thunder Girl is like a parody. It's kind of a combination of Wonder Woman and
Thundercats?
Well, that's the thing. She's kind of designed like she's from Thundercats. She's got like kind of a baby doll head, but essentially like a She-Ra, not not She-Ra.
Does she have like the long like blonde hair?
Well, yeah, it's blonde, but it's like kind of like a Barbie kind of blonde. It's like actual hair. It's not plastic hair.
Yeah, I'm seeing her on the image they use for Kablam on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, but there's a parody of G.I. Joe with Stinky Diver.
Oh God!
I tell you, okay, real quick, okay, just because we're talking about action, like, real quick, we got to get back to the episode.
Yes, I eventually do want to watch Kablam.
So that's the thing. I loved Kablam, and I loved Action League. Now is my favorite segment. This is going to bring out the inside out tissues, kids. This is where things get like this is where people are going to pity me.
Oh no.
Okay, I love the show so much. I desperately wanted the action figures for it, because you're watching. Oh my God, to show all about action figures, and yet they never sold any action figures. The only way you could have gotten action figures was from Burger King, apparently.
Oh no!
Now, mind you, I'm a McDonald's kid, so I couldn't really do that.
Oh no!
So I basically I drew and cut out little paper cutouts of the Action League Now characters.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the thing though. But again, I had like a Tonka truck or something. I'd put them in there because they had like a car in the show. But it's just the fact that I think that I was either Stinky Diver or like Meltman. I was able to get my hands on one of them, but still, it was just like that's what I had to work with when I could have gotten the whole set.
Aw.
Yep. Anyway, so back to this show. I mean, no one even cares about Phineas and Ferb anymore. I just want to talk about Action League Now for about 30 minutes.
Even Aquatet says that sounds absolutely glorious.
Yes.
I mean, you've convinced me to watch it. Like, you've convinced me to also remember. You also convinced me to watch We Bear Bears.
Oh yeah, the Tote Life.
Mainly because of Toad Life, which still is not my favorite episode.
Well, yeah, you still have the jacket episode.
Yeah, I know. Like the jacket episode was probably my favorite.
You still got to get to the Ice Bear episodes.
I know. But so just bear with me on that one. We need to read. I'm going to reintroduce that gag soon when I actually watch the episode.
Okay. So point being, they're doing like inspired by talking about all these fruits and talking about vegetables and everything. They get the idea to do a casserole of the solution here, so they do a hodgepodge.
Yeah, Buford's apparently. My mom always throws our leftovers into a pot and makes a giant casserole.
Yeah.
Remind me not to try Mrs. Van Stom's cooking.
No.
I do not want to try Biffany's cooking. And nor do I want to try the pie scene in this episode either.
Yeah, Linda, who's making pie every episode. Now, let me ask you, do you think she actually makes good pie and she's having too much pressure on herself here, or do you think all the pies she's ever made have been bad?
Well, Dragon, considering every episode is good, and she's been up all night for the Live and Let Pie for Charity content. For charity?
Okay, I love that. For charity.
I think it's just because she's been up all night.
I would like to think that as well. Anyway, so Linda keeps burning these pies, and
And feeding them.
she keeps feeding the bad ones to Perry.
You gotta feel bad for the poor guy.
And Perry, I just love how we animated Perry. He looks absolutely miserable eating all that pie. So it's basically, it's seriously on one end of the spectrum we have endless pie with a smile with Hugh Neutron.
In this one we have like more endless pie.
Just that's on the flip side, like endless pie. Oh,
endless
pie.
And it's not even good pie. It's like burnt pie.
Yeah.
But Perry's just eating it anyway.
Endless burnt pie.
It's like he wishes he was in Hugh Neutron's shoes.
Yep, and to top it all off, it's Major Monogram's birthday, and there's cake, and he can't eat the cake, and now he's branded. Oh, not a cake fan. Like, no, he is a cake fan, but he's been stuffed with bad pie, Monty. Bad pie.
Oh, he's not. His name's not.
I
Monty.
know he's not Monty, but it's Monty. He was going for a cutesy version of Monogram.
Yeah, his name's Francis.
Yeah, I know it's Francis.
Monty's his son, who Vanessa's dating.
I know. I was trying to make Monogram sound cutesy, but I kind of panicked the last second and went with Monty.
Like you could have called him Frankie.
I guess because going with Francis. Francis is embarrassing enough.
I guess so. But Carl does something good for him. He organizes a birthday sing-along for
But they
Monogram.
didn't have the rights to the Happy Birthday, which I think has changed now. But for the longest time, that was the thing. Happy Birthday was a copyrighted song.
Yeah, for the longest time, it was owned by Warner. It was like believed to be in copyright by Warner Chappell, which is why no movies ever used it because they didn't want to pay rights to whoever owned the rights to the birthday song. But it was discovered that it was actually in public domain.
Mm-hmm.
So technically now, birthday movies and TV shows can openly use the original "Happy Birthday to You" without any lawsuits.
Yep. So to avoid this, all the animal agents they sing just pretty much cutesy pet gibberish to him.
But he likes it.
Yeah, he's very touched by it.
But Perry didn't seem to be a big fan though.
Well, again, he's digesting mounds and mounds of pie though, so
Endless pie.
endless pie. So again, it's like imagine Hugh Neutron just saying endless pie and a happy. Honestly, again, we weren't worried about like Viacom coming after us. That'd be a way. Oh man, if we could use some clips like that.
Happy birthday, MCA. Endless pie. Pie.
Just have endless pie, and it'd be like as a taunt to Perry. Like that would be his kryptonite. You hear like Hugh Neutron going endless pie. Like, you really see a shiver go up the platypus's spine.
Did you know someone actually got Hugh Neutron's voice actor? It's like, I'm time to banish you to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
Wait, really?
Like the memes.
No, I don't. Wait. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh meme.
Yeah, it's like they actually got Hugh. The Yu-Gi-Oh is like, I'm going to time to banish you to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. They actually got Hugh Neutron to say it.
Awesome.
Like his voice actor to say it.
Nice.
I'll send it to you later.
Okay, do
that. Like there's an actual meme, but then they actually got his voice actor to say it. I mean, I don't exactly remember. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of his voice actor, but it did happen. So maybe we could find him and get him to say endless pie.
There you go.
In a taunting way to like endless pie.
Endless pie, Perry. Endless pie.
Yep. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yep. Anyway, so we should also again. So Perry Grip keeps popping. This is a great kind of Muppet-esque gag. The whole like myth. Yes.
Where's Perry? Here I am. Like so Perry Grip's just randomly hanging around the Flynn Fletcher house for no reason.
Yeah.
And even then
I heard his ears were burning.
Even Linda's like, where'd Perry go? I'm right here, platypus. Sorry. So even she doesn't mind that a random internet guy is hanging around their house. So say to that what you will, Dragon. So what exactly happens next, Dragon? Actually, what is Lawrence up to?
Yeah, so Lawrence is preparing for a big speech to, I believe, the museum committee board.
The committee of the Danville Museum, of the
Yeah.
Ornithorhynchine tribe.
Yes, very bird-based tribe, I imagine.
Actually, it's platypus.
Like, really? That's the actual...
Ornithorhynchine, remember as the song, Ornithorhynchus is the genus of the platypus.
How many names do we have for the platypus? We have Monotreme, and we got this.
Ornithorhynchus anatomist is the Latin name of the platypus. Like Canis Canis domesticus is the dog.
Okay.
Like Ornithorhynchus anatomist is the platypus.
Okay, so he's doing a speech about the platypus.
No, the tribe that dressed in paint and wore platypus themed costumes.
Anyway, so he reads the speech to Candace. She gets really bored and suggests that he needs visuals, and he takes that to heart, and he basically makes himself up to be kind of a tribal platypus man.
I just love the fact that she's like, my friends asked me if I would how to make a pyramid. I said, "There's anything I said I'd rather do anything else," but turns out I was wrong. But she does give him the idea,
Yeah.
which we'll get back to later.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So the ophthalmologist plot for Doofenshmirtz.
Yep. So, Dragon, we haven't done a jingle in a while. Want to do it?
Sure.
All
Meanwhile,
right.
at Doofenshmirtz Evil
Incorporated.
Incorporated.
Yep, haven't done that in a while. Feels good, doesn't it?
Well,
Feels good, doesn't it?
yeah.
All right. It's like, so Doofenshmirtz has actually had a bit of good fortune lately.
Yeah, one of his evil inventions got retrofitted into the into what the ophthalmologist used to do the eye test.
Oh yeah. It's like, and he's actually getting some royalty checks from it.
It looks like what he did is he basically has like a more miniaturized or separated version of like the little the little spinny eye, kind of the big optometrist rig they used to do the eye test.
It's like Aquatech and with an alternate jingle for the previous episode. Doofenshmirtz Evil is caffeinated. That would have been genius.
Yeah, evil genius.
Evil genius. Evil, not evil boy genius, just evil genius.
Yeah.
Because he's not a boy dragon. It is still a brand though.
Yeah.
He's getting extra royalty checks from his invention, which he's happy about, but not the fact that it's being used for good.
So he wants to balance the scales. He basically wants to give everyone foggy eyes, so they'll have to use that device, and he'll get more money from royalty, so he can then use it to fund more evil to balance the scales.
It evens out.
I love the detail of the whole, and there's a little air for the like an actual optometrist. Like there's a little puff of air in the eyes, and then basically I love the emphasis that he temporarily blinds people. It's still pretty messed up. He's blinding people. Like Daredevil should fight an evil optometrist. That would be really cool, actually.
I don't know if it'd be as exciting as fighting a crime lord, but
Well, no, obviously not. But I'm saying, what if it was either as part of the whole, you had a guy who was or a street level villain who's blinding people, to profit off them, and Daredevil beat the tar out of him because of his own,
The funny thing is with all the tooth connection, with all the tooth stuff we talked about last episode, and the street justice kind of thing we're talking about here, it brings to mind Night Brace.
Oh yeah.
The candy store owner who wants to give kids good dental care.
God, it was such a good, and I love he has a weakness for taffy.
Oh yeah, it's like, you have any
Oh,
taffy?
okay. Do you remember? Oh my God, do you remember the Rainbow Munchies episode?
Oh yes, like he wanted to buy it, so he was the only one who wanted to buy it so he could destroy it.
And they all, again, that's such a great episode. They're all in the grocery store. They're all like battling each other for the last box of Rainbow Munchies.
And then the villains team up. It's like truce until breakfast is over.
God, and I still, oh God, I still love Maurice LaMarche. Doing the Charlton Heston impression.
That's father.
God.
It's a shame. I think that show.
Oh,
also
no, sorry, not Charlton Heston, the Kirk Douglas impression. He's doing the Kirk Douglas impression.
He also could. I think that show was also taken off of Max lately, right?
Oh, yeah, ages ago, unfortunately, yeah.
Dang it! I love.
I know, and unfortunately, here's the thing, Jacob. It's this thing where I'm so tempted. They've been Shout Factory, I think, more so. I don't know if they've done it entirely for. I don't think Sorry, Shout Factory has been doing for Nickelodeon. I don't know if they've been doing for Cartoon Network as well, but Cartoon Network has been getting eventually, but it takes forever, and they never tell you when. They have been doing series releases, but it's been taking forever, and it's just I hate how it's going. Because I for Christmas I got my Dexter's Lab box set, so I have the entire series and the movie of Dexter's Lab finally.
Ooh, got Ego Trip.
Yeah, got Ego Trip, and of course you have that. Ed and Eddie is lacking the specials and the movie, but that's essentially the series.
Well, it's the next best thing.
It's the next best thing, which that is technically all of that is on Max. Just it's minus the other stuff.
Is Ed and Eddie still on Max?
It's still on Max, but again, it's like the DVD set, so you're still lacking, Big Picture Show and the holiday specials.
Dragon,
But
I have some bad news.
no, don't tell me it's not there.
Ed and Eddie is not there.
I asked you not to tell me that.
What do you want me to do? Lie?
Well, it's just a Get Smart reference. That's what I was going for there.
It's like you want me to tell you you want me to give you the good news and the bad news in a good way?
No, you did exactly what you're supposed to.
Ed and Eddie is no longer on Max. Is that better, Dragon?
No, not remotely, no.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is still there, though.
Yeah, for how long?
That's a good question.
Yep. God. Anyway.
You'd think for a company that has a celebrated history of animation, they would revel in it more.
You know who's next? You know who's next in our Deadpool or of like the pool, I guess, is more accurate?
What?
Grim Adventures of Billy Man. It's gonna be on the chopping block next.
Let me check.
I mean, I'm saying it's there, but it won't be there I'm saying that's got to be the next one they get rid of.
That's gone too.
You're kidding.
No.
Must be like a January thing. Must be because it's the start of the new. Oh God, they've gotten rid of it all.
Except for Courage.
Well, yeah, but who wants to put? It's like Courage is like Old Yeller. Who wants to put down Courage?
Well, I can think of someone. His name begins with a D.
Yeah.
If anyone would do it, it's him.
Old D-bag Zaslav.
Return the Ed and Eddie or suffer my curse.
Yeah, so this is all pretty bad.
Yes. Yes, it is, Dragon.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, my point, my operative point here being, I mean, these shows eventually are ending up on DVD. And here's the thing: We Bare Bears, they have sets, and then the sets have sold. The sets are now really expensive because they're hard to come by. But they would never released an entire series box set of it. Now, mind you, they have an entire series box set and the movies and everything for Steven Universe. Now, my hope would be, in following this trend, Steven Universe relatively came out the same time as We Bare Bears, might get the same treatment. I could have all that show instead of having to watch through the commercials on Hulu.
Well, We Bare Bears isn't on Max, but it's been on that way for years. But it's currently on Hulu.
That's what I'm saying. But it was on Max, and you know.
And Little Blue was referencing Robin Hood Men in Tights when I was laughing.
Right.
But telling the bad news in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grim and Billy and Mandy, that's gone too. But anyway, Dragon, go on.
Anyway, well, but you see what I mean? It's just very frustrating. Where again, like you imagine if Codename Kids Next Door got like they got a series box set release, or or We Bear Bears, that's the thing. We can just recover the shows. Why can't they have that as an option? Like, okay, fine, it's not streaming that people will buy the physical thing, so we can at least have it.
And Codename Kids Next Door is not even on Hulu, so I can't even watch it there.
Exactly, it's gone.
At least
Ridiculous.
I have it on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, but it's iTunes.
And heck, it came with Operation Interviews,
Yeah,
so at least I can watch the whole thing.
true. What about Operation Zero?
Yeah, that's yeah, I think that was there too.
Of course, that was like the coolest Kids Next Door moment ever in it.
You mean the reveal? You mean the father reveal?
Yeah, well, when Father, he says, he gets a "you big jerk." Now you made me angry, very, very.
Forget it.
You can wrestle with Pappy. I'm gonna get another thing of Rocky Road. Oh god, Maurice LaMarche is so awesome doing his Kirk Douglas.
Yep, Operation Zero is there. Is there on the Apple version.
Alright, anyway, enough of our morning.
R.I.P. Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Well, Cartoon Network shows.
Yep.
And CartoonNetwork.com because it now redirects to Max.
It's all dying. Let's just,
Warner Brothers, what are you doing? Warner Brothers, stop!
Zaslav, you're tearing us apart!
Well, Drake, we should get back to the episode and not turn this into the we complain about Warner Brothers for an hour again.
We have a blind fight between Perry the Platypus and Heinz Doofenshmirtz because they got eyefall going. Basically, this whole portion of the episode is shot in my father's POV.
Yep, you can only see faint white in front of them.
Yeah, he's got terrible, basically he's got a lot of... Basically, the way he describes it sounds exactly like what we're seeing here, where it's just enough to see, but it's still very blurry.
Yeah, but in this case, it's like there's that they basically took the backgrounds and stuff and just slapped a big white filter over it.
Yep.
Is that like astigmatism or something, or is it like more extreme?
No, in the case of my father, it's more extreme. It's like kind of a glaucoma kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at least something kind of adjacent to it, but it's essentially the same deal. But no, it's not astigmatism. Something else. Astigmatism is.
I'm not very up to par in knowing what stuff with the eyes does.
Well, neither am I. I think stigmatism eventually will be kind of like God. It's like what Captain Logan has. It's the the lazy eye thing. I could be wrong. I think that's what it is.
I mean, I think you're right.
Yeah. Anyway. It's like you can have like a slight stigmatism. It's a whole. Anyway, let's not dwell on. Point being, they're having a fight in which they can barely see each other, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like Perry keeps missing Doof, but Doof keeps like announcing his presence by speaking.
Yep. Matt Murdock's watching this episode. He's laughing his head off.
Yep. It's like see, that's how it feels.
Yeah. Just him and Foggy and Karen just sitting down watching like they're putting on Phineas and Ferb.
It's like he's like, yes, that's how it feels. Another Marvel reference.
Yeah, a little Ragnarok reference for the kids.
Yep. He's a friend from work.
It's funny, Matt Murdock technically interacted with the Hulk in the MCU.
He did?
Yes.
Remind me.
Well, in both the Hulk and his cousin, he interacted with She-Hulk very memorably. But at the very end, he technically, he didn't like shake his hand or anything, but he was in the same scene as the Hulk.
Oh yeah, She-Hulk. Oh yeah.
But the actual Hulk, Bruce Banner Hulk too.
And apparently his son.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, no, there's nowhere to go with that really, but yeah.
Well, we'll see if that's addressed at all in Born Again.
Yeah, we'll see. I imagine it's a season 2 problem, but we'll see.
All right then. So yeah, so the boys put together a gigantic ride based on Hodge, using all their collective inventions and parts, which looks like a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yep.
What if the ride? Would you go on the hodgepodge ride?
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, would you trust a guy? Would you trust a ride that relies on a giant can of soda?
No, not remotely.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
And the fact that they're using a giant sweater as a parachute.
Which again, it's just come on, guys. We have a sweater, and you're making the parachute into the hole.
And it's like great, we can inflate that and use we can enlarge that to make a parachute. But then the parachute, like we can shrink that and make it into a sweater.
Linda, the boy needs help. Okay, the boy clearly needs help. He's trying to turn a sweatshirt into a parachute when he needs a sweatshirt. Like, come on, man.
Phineas just likes to do things the complicated way.
Yep.
He's an inventor.
Likes doing things the cowboy way.
Or the Wallace way.
Yeah. Few more days, kids. A few more days.
Like, how many more days, Dragon?
I think it's the 5th. Actually, it might be earlier than the 5th. Might be Friday. It's probably Friday, so it's probably like the 3rd.
Yeah, I thought it was the 3rd.
No, you're right. I don't know where I got the 5th from. It's probably the 3rd. Anyway, so 2 more days.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I can't. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be kind of interesting without Peter Solace there, but I've heard some of Ben Whitehead's stuff from the trailer, and he sounds pretty similar.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah, go on.
All right, let's see. So Linda. Okay, let's get to the best part of the episode. So Linda
starts hallucinating.
Yes, she's been making pies so much she's starting to genuinely hallucinate. She looks at like the bread, which she thinks is Perry.
Yeah, but that's not the weirdest part. It starts dancing like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey."
Yep, very much like it starts looking like the let's all go to the lobby snacks.
And basically doing the same dance as Michigan J. Frog.
And then we have the pies. The pies are coming to life and dancing, and they're singing like 3.1. What is it?
3.14159. 3.14159. Pie. That's gonna be Pie's theme song from next time he enters a debate.
Which, in Jimmy Neutron, was how we defeated them with pie in both senses of the word.
Endless pie.
Yep.
Calculate the final digit of pi.
Oh yeah.
And I remember who voiced the the two bots. I know Tom Kenny was one of them.
Darren Norris.
Darren Norris, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I remembered Tom Kenny voiced the tall, skinny one.
Yeah, I was just watching, just rewatching because I got it for Christmas. I was just rewatching Cowboy Bebop because they took that off Netflix, not the live action one. They took away the cartoon and the anime, and I got it. So I wanted it on the Blu-ray, and I got that from a buddy of mine. And anyway, so I was rewatching it. Almost finished my binge on it. Like towards the end, there's this episode with the cowboy bounty hunter, which is voiced by the American cowboy, the bounty hunter, and he is voiced by Darren Norris, playing an absolutely moronic rich cowboy.
Huh! I had no idea that Darren Norris, Cosmo of all people, was in Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, and he plays the actual cowboy. They're all just kind of called cowboys, and just kind of like the kind of the fun sense, but they're not actual literal cow. This guy was the one literal cowboy. Not counting the ones who are on the show that announce who has the bounty on. Not counting those guys. They're actors.
Don't spoil anything though, because I have not yet watched Cowboy Bebop.
All right, it's not really funny. I could tell you about them, but it's okay.
And if it's a spoiler, I don't want to know.
All right. Point being, he's in it towards like the last couple episodes before things get all serious for the finale. He's in it.
But like I said, I had no idea that Cosmo of all people was in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, well remember, there's a lot of really good voice talent in Cowboy Bebop, but yeah,
well, I know a lot of anime talent.
Well, I mean, it's, of course, top of the heap, Steve Blum.
Steve Blum, Wendy Lee.
Oh yeah.
who also went on to be in Vegas XLR.
Both of them.
Yep.
And they kind of have a thing for each other in that, too.
Yep.
Mind you, it's a lot more subtle. It's a lot more kind of understated in Cowboy Bebop. There's not really a thing, but it's like you kind of sense, like, maybe they like each other. Maybe.
Like, and literally nothing in Megas XLR is subtle.
No. I mean in Cowboy Bebop.
I know you're talking about Cowboy Bebop, but I'm just saying it doesn't mean much when literally nothing in that show is subtle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like their feelings on MTV.
Exactly. If they remade that show, you know they'd have something to say about Cartoon Network, too.
God, yes.
But back to the show at hand.
Anyway.
Yep, so Linda does see that. She even sees Lawrence in his outfit, and he's all dressed, he's all painted blue and wearing this tribal outfit.
She sees the hodgepodge. She actually sees it, and she's just like, she thinks she's hallucinating.
Yep.
But she kind of is.
And she thinks, but the thing is, she also thinks she's hallucinating when she sees Lawrence. But he thinks he needs to spruce it up a little bit more.
Anyway, so Linda does the unthinkable. She calls Candace saying, Candace, I think I'm seeing some weird stuff. Could you come back?
She's like, yes, I can come back. But
So-
then she ruins the pyramid.
Yep, ruins the pyramid. Now, so she returns, and she's like, Candace is like, this is her big moment, and she is blinded, unable to see it, which is her big moment where Linda actually sees it. She could confirm she's indeed seeing it, but no.
Like, I don't see anything. That's it. I'm gonna go lie down.
Poor Candace.
Yes.
So, Jacob, do you know what time it is?
Well, Dragon, I think I do. It's
Gritty Reboot time! So Candace is blind now. That's her lifestyle. It's kind of an unfortunate.
Nearly blind.
Yes, she's all. Well, I mean, she might be legally blind. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess that probably would be considered legally blind.
Yeah. So Candace is essentially blind now, and she's walking around. It's like that scene from Christmas Story. Just like it was so poisoning.
I'll go ahead and test. Like, it's been a while since we've had one of these.
Yeah, well, this is pretty gritty though. So that's things. So Candace has now been blinded, and Linda is now in an insane asylum.
Yes.
Yeah, she got Michigan J Frog. Like blue, bang, bang, bang. She's in there. She's in the padded cell.
It's like what was I think? Oh yeah, like Fear of a Krabby Patty.
Oh yeah. Yep, we need Plankton with a goatee.
Dr. Peter Langton. Dragon, it's Dr. Peter Langton.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Wait, where'd you get that piano?
Oh god.
And of course,
See, post movie SpongeBob did have a couple good episodes.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of similar to Graveyard Shift, but they did take it in a different direction.
Well, yeah, Graveyard Shift was infinitely better.
Well, of course it was, but I mean that was still a good episode though. But
Except it wasn't a sponge, so it didn't grow back.
Oh no! But one of my favorite lines from Fear of a Krabby Patty is the it was like, SpongeBob, can you blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh sure.
I think it's like blah, blah, blah. That's what I thought
you said.
Allow me to offer this as a rebuttal.
It's a good joke. That was that was good.
Yep.
See, I think my favorite, real quick, my favorite post-movie SpongeBob episode is the Krusty Towers.
You in the hotel one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Anyway, so Linda's institutionalized. And then Phineas is like, man, and Phineas is like, he's so oblivious he'll never know why.
Oh yeah.
All he said was "Hi, Mom," and now she's in the funny farm, and Candace she won't believe me because she can't see anything now.
Off to the funny farm. My life is beautiful all the time.
Yep.
You've never heard that song before?
No.
Now,
I did hear "They're coming to take me away." Ha ha. They're coming to take me away. Ha ha.
That's literally the song.
Wait, really? That's the same one?
To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be nice and happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. Ha ha!
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's the same song.
Nice.
Yep. So, we were thinking of the same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, they couldn't take Linda away.
Anyway, so we have Lawrence's presentation, and
He's still wearing his outfit, which means he technically drove to the or either drove or walked to the museum convention, to the museum, wearing that outfit with a broken arm, or with a sprained arm,
It's a sprain.
with a sprained arm. And like, why is his arm in a sling? That's what's bothering you about this?
Says Dan Povenmire.
And Swampy Marsh.
Yep. Does that really look like Swampy to you, though?
Well, I mean, it looked like them when they first made the show.
Well, I know it looks like Dan Povenmire. I'm saying Swampy looked a little off.
I mean, yeah, it looks pretty close to like when Swampy first worked on the show.
Okay.
It's not too far off. But Linda, in the beginning of the end credits, Linda actually does see the giant invention and still thinks she's hallucinating.
Yep.
Oh well. We never figured how they cleaned it up.
It sounds like they didn't have to.
They probably just recycled.
Well, you know what they did? I think they gave it the Perry grip.
Yeah, he could probably use it for one of his music videos.
He just did.
Well, there you go.
Backyard Hodgepodge took him to the top.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that does it. Couple fun episodes this week.
Yep, including Backyard Hodgepodge.
Well, I'd say like the invention wasn't as exciting in the first episode, but obviously, as I mentioned, Buford and Candace's interaction plus Doofenshmirtz being all hyped up on coffee made up for it. Plus, reusing old parts for inventions is a fun idea. And of course, like I said, one of Doofenshmirtz's more smarter ideas, except when he blinded himself. I mean, what do you say, Dragon?
I would say it was a strong week.
Like, would you say he was one of Doof's smarter ideas?
Well, I think it started off as one of the smart. I don't know. It's pretty evil, actually. So yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, but then he blinded himself.
Yeah, well, that was when he had a good plan. Then his idiocy, kind of like tanked it. But
Yep. It's like, why are you giving me this? It's like why are you giving me the stink eye pair, the platypus? Like, I don't know, because you just blinded him.
See, if evil people were truly stupid, the whole world would be a far better place.
Yes,
because they'd be easily foiled
by anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah,
wearing
hats.
In hats, of course. You can't forget the hat.
Did you see the hat?
I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Snap out of it, Jacob.
Years of academy training wasted.
Did you like the hat? Tell me you like the hat. Out the window.
I love the hat. Anyway. So yeah, thank you, Aquatad, Little Blue. And we have Claude here briefly. Surprisingly, no Kogias this week, but maybe that's because we're doing it a bit early. Who knows?
I mean, or Kogias made a clean break for the new year. Maybe he hates us now.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not either.
We haven't seen LEB here in a while either.
Well, LEB only makes special appearances. We're not special enough for LEB.
Not anymore, apparently.
No. That time that ship has sailed, my friend.
It's a shame because I miss having LEB here.
Yeah, we all do.
But she always does come up for the debate, so which is nice.
That's because she likes the drama.
Well, don't we all, Dragon? Don't we all? Well, happy 2025, folks. It's going to take a while for me to get used to writing 2025 and the dates.
Yep.
So, Be sure to join us next week when we get a visit from the Kinderlumper. Good night, everybody.
Ouchies.